Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. We'll be right back to the show. But before we do, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, factormeals.com, where if you go to factormeals.com/unbroken50 and use the code unbroken50, you can get 50% off your first order. That's factormeals.com/unbroken50. If you're like me and you are a person who is busy trying to create a life, heal, work on their health, wealth, and relationships, and not to mention deal with the day-to-days of normal life, you do not have time to be going to the grocery store and trying to figure out what you're going to cook every single day of the week. In fact, one time I did the math and I realized I was spending over 15 hours a week at the grocery store and cooking. When I added Factor, I got to use that time for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my community, and for my business. And so if you're in the place where you need some more support in the kitchen, head to factormeals.com/unbroken50 and use the code unbroken50 to get 50% off. Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of life coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program. Hey, what's up, my friend? Hope that you're having an amazing day wherever you are in the world. Super excited to be back here with you for another episode of the podcast. So I was a guest on a podcast recently, and I was asked, how did I know when I healed? How did I know? Was there a moment which I finally felt like I knew who I was? And it was such a profound question because no one had ever asked me that on a podcast before. It's something I've certainly thought about a lot in my life, but no one had ever asked me. And so I was like, maybe I'll share that with you guys today and give you some context. Maybe something here will be of value to you. So before I tell you the story of the moment, let me tell you a little bit about like the precursor. So I think about this idea of clarity and intention all the time about who it is that I want to be in the world, how I want to be that person, how I want to show up, the things I want to do, how I want to do them, and why they matter to me. You know how I feel about clarity and intention. It's an intention. It's everything. And so I was thinking about my life and this journey to healing. I always think that healing is a process. I think it's more about a journey. I don't think there's a destination here. I don't know that there will ever be a moment in time in which I'm like, yep, I'm healed, got it all figured out. Let me go about my life. See you later. I think that it is a forever process because, again, if you take into consideration that we are the sum total of all of our experiences leading up to this moment, then there's going to be more moments, there's going to be more experiences, there's going to be more growth, there's going to be more things that we learn, discover, and uncover as we go down this journey. But in the process of that, I think understanding who you are starts with your values. And I've talked about this before. And then through your values, everything funnels through it. The decisions you make, the choices you make, the way you show up in the world, the way you have the inner dialogue, the way you talk to even your inner child or reparent yourself, your wants, your needs, your interests, the things you say yes to, the things you say no to, everything flows through the foundation of those values. Hey, what's up, my friend? We'll be right back to the show. But I wanted to let you know about a brand new feature we are adding to the Think Unbroken podcast, where I'm going to be answering your questions. That's right. If you have a question about healing, trauma, overcoming, or becoming the hero of your own story, all you need to do is go to thinkunbrokenpodcast.com and click Ask Michael a Question, where you'll be able to leave up to a 2-minute voice note for me to answer any question about anything you have about life, your journey, and healing. So head over to thinkunbrokenpodcast.com, click Ask Michael a Question, and I will answer your question on a future episode of the Think Unbroken podcast. And until then, my friend, be unbroken. And so as I've gone through this journey in my own life, I think to myself, all right, what are my values? Well, when I first started this, I had no idea. So let's say for context, you have no idea what your values are. You've never thought about it. This is the first time this has ever come up in concept. Well, how did I discover my values? 7, 8 years ago, somewhere in that window, I was listening to a podcast, and this was before podcasts are what they are today. And the person on the show was like, everything's about values. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you stand for. And they start rattling off some values, right? So let's say they rattle off mine: honesty, kindness, self-actualization, and leadership. So those are my values. How do you figure out your values? Well, let's pretend that 7, 8 years ago, I was listening to this podcast. Let's do what I did. I grabbed a dictionary, literally grabbed a dictionary, or I went on dictionary.com. And what I did was I took a piece of paper and I just started writing all the words about the person I thought that I could be. And then I was reading the definitions of the words. And I was trying to figure out, does this align with my life? Does this make sense of who it is that I want to be or who it is that I believe I am? And so I took a handful of words that I thought immediately, and I read the definitions and I looked at the definitions and I wrote out the word. And then I wrote how that word applied in my life, what the definition of that word meant in my life. Now, I will tell you this: removed from that day, my values are very different because I have a better understanding of who I am. I have far, far more clarity about who it is that I am today than I did then. And hopefully this will hold true in 10 years. I don't know that your values have to forever be the same once you decide what they are. And my values certainly have changed. I would say the 4: honesty, kindness, leadership, self actualization, those are steadfast. I would be very surprised if they changed anytime soon. So I sat down and I wrote down the values. And then I started thinking about the way that they interact and they parlay in my life. How do I use them as this filtering system or this funneling system to do all the things that I want to do in my life? And then I started doing all the things that I wanted to do in my life through that system, through asking myself, Am I being honest? Am I being self-actualized? Am I being kind? Am I being a leader? Right? And a leader for me always starts with me first. You have to be a leader of your own life before you can lead someone else. And so the further and deeper that I got into these actions around my values, the closer I got to understanding me. And in that, that also started playing a role in the way that I did things like choose a therapist or choose a coach or choose a course that I attended or whatever that thing may have been. So the deeper that you get into understanding yourself, the further you have massive consideration around the choices that you're making in alignment with your values. So let's say you have your values, you have your actions, you're doing a lot of things that are in alignment with the direction that you believe you should be going. Well, how do you know when you heal? Again, I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I had a moment in which I can say, this is the magic number. This is how it works to know for certain that you have healed. I don't know that that happens because even for myself, I'm like, well, I still have to do the work. I still have to learn. I still have to have my coach, have my therapist. I do my things, right? So what about on the way to maybe if that moment happens? Well, I think about that moment a lot and those individual moments that add up over time to help me understand better who I am today. And those moments involve a word called peace. And to me, peace means that I'm living life with and to its full degree around what I do and do not want. So I'm going to share a story with you. This was a moment that I felt like really signified the experience of what it felt like to be myself after trauma, after abuse, after all of the shit that I've been through. Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? We'll be right back to today's episode, but I want to take a moment and invite you to Think Unbroken Conference. That's right. Our next conference is happening right around the corner this December with amazing speakers from around the world who are leaders in personal development, trauma education, mindset, and more. All you have to do to register to watch for free, that's right, $0. Come and join us, is go to myunbrokenlife.com, register and sign up. You can get access to the free event. Watch live with us this December. It'll be myself speaking along with amazing human beings like Anthony Trucks, Jamie Bronstein, Leslie Logan, and a special interview that I'm doing with Dr. Gabor Mate that has never before been released. So come and join us, myunbrokenlife.com. All you have to do is put in your email. We'll send you over the registration. You'll be able to come and join us, watch live. And then if you want access to the recordings or more information there for you to keep them forever. But in the meantime, go sign up. Block it off on your calendar. This is going to be a transformational experience that you do not want to miss. Head over to myunbrokenlife.com to register for free. Until next time, be unbroken. So in 2018, I decided to go live in Asia. And I'd been bouncing around. I'd lived all over Thailand. I lived in Singapore, in Bangkok, in Malaysia, in Vietnam, in Indonesia, quite a few different places. So anyway, one particular day, I'm on a ferry. So I'd been on this little island called Koh Phangan, and I had to go over to a bigger island, which was basically across the street. I think it was like a 45-minute ferry ride to an island called Koh Samui. And on Koh Samui, I needed to go and do some documentation and stuff for a visa. So I'm hanging out, I'm walking around, I get the visa. The next ferry doesn't come till late in the afternoon, late evening. It was like 5:30 or something when this ferry came. So I decided I'm going to go hang out and I'm going to walk around. I'm going to explore this island. It's a big island. I mean, I would call it the size of a significant downtown. Like it's probably like I wouldn't call it a Chicago-sized island. It's probably more of like a Minnesota-sized island, somewhere in that window, if that's any frame of reference. That may not have been helpful at all. And so I'm on this island and just motorbikes and cars and street food and all of the best things that I love about Thailand, amazing people, all the shops you can pop your head in and look around and blah, 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 blah. So I had this awesome day. And as I was leaving, I get on the ferry to go back to Koh Phangan because that's where I'd been living. I've literally been living on this island, doing Muay Thai, reading, writing my book, running my businesses, all of these things. So I'm on this island And anyway, I'm on this ferry, I'm going across the ocean, and the sun is starting to set. And I'm looking out the window. And for the first time in my life, I happy cried. Tears of literal joy were falling down my face. And this had never happened before. That experience you see in TV and movies and people talk about, I never had that before. I didn't even know that it was physically possible for me. And what I understood in that moment as I was on this ferry and I was listening to a band called The Temper Trap, and I had just got done reading a book, and I'm looking out and the sun is setting and the sky is turning this beautiful like rose, this bright burnt rose red color. I'd never seen the sky turn so red before. And as I'm looking, just tears are falling down my cheeks. And I understood something about that moment. And that was that I had peace in my life because I was living life on my terms. I was doing what I wanted to do because I wanted to do it, saying yes to the things I wanted to say yes to, saying no to the things I wanted to say no to, trusting my gut, trusting my intuition, living life through my values, and showing up for myself. And I will say this, I think the moment when you understand and you know who you are after you've experienced trauma and abuse is that moment where you're living life to its fullest based on what you want, what you need, what you are interested in, and saying yes and no to the things in alignment with your values. Because in that moment, my friend, I believe that is where you find peace. And I think about that every single day. How do you find peace in your life? You have to remove yourself from the chaos of all the naysayers. Remove yourself from the chaos of the past. Talk about this idea of letting go of the past a lot. Move further and closer into this present moment, living with authority and authentically as the person that you are, because you chose to be this person, because this is what you want, because this is your life, no one else's. And will there be a magic moment where suddenly you look back on your life and you go, I'm healed? Maybe. I hope so. I hope that's in store for all of us. I don't know what that timeline looks like because I haven't even had that moment. But I don't think about it. I just think about right now. I think about this moment, this present time that I'm in today. Am I living in my values? Am I saying yes to what I want to, no to what I want to? And ultimately, do I have a sense of peace because I'm showing up as the person that I believe I'm capable of being? So, my friends, thank you so much for being here, listening to this episode of the podcast. Please do me a favor, leave a comment, like, subscribe, review, tell a friend. And until next time, my friends, be unbroken. I'll see you. Hey, Unbroken Nation, we'll be right back to the show, but I wanted to let you know that you can grab a copy of my first book, Think Unbroken, Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma, for free. If you go to book.thinkunbroken.com, you can download the PDF ebook version of the book and get everything that I know about the baseline of healing trauma for free, downloaded to your email right now. Just go to book.thinkunbroken.com to download your copy of Think Unbroken, Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma for a PDF for your phone. Again, that is book.thinkunbroken.com. Thank you so much for listening to Think Unbroken. Please share this episode with someone who could use it and help us move forward in our mission of ending generational trauma in our lifetime. And if you would, please take 5 seconds to pop on iTunes or Spotify, hit that 5-star, leave a review, and you can also reach out to us on social at Michael Unbroken or at Think Unbroken. And of course, you can check out our YouTube channel at Think Unbroken. Thank you for being a part of Unbroken Nation, my friends. And until next time, be unbroken. Hey, my friends, we will be right back to the show. But I have a question for you. Are you struggling with the impact of childhood trauma? Well, know that you're not alone. I'm here to let you know that I'm starting a brand new weekly coaching group that includes a year of live coaching, accountability, support, habit and goal setting, and more. I'm starting a waitlist for the group right now, and I'm only taking a handful of people. And I'll let you know that through this personalized coaching, we'll work together to help you understand how your childhood trauma has shaped your beliefs, behaviors, emotions, and will help you create a roadmap for healing and growth. Right now, you can schedule an absolutely free coaching session with me and get put on the wait list if you go to thinkunbroken.com. My friends, it's your time to turn your trauma into triumph, breakdowns into breakthroughs, and become the hero of your own story. And I'm here to support you in doing that. Just go to thinkunbroken.com to register for a free coaching call with me and to get put on the wait list for the brand new weekly coaching program.